Hello and welcome to part C of the third episode of Ukulele Jam Kit. In the last 2 weeks, we worked on a 1, flat 7, flat 6, 5 chord progression in A minor, as well as an A minor and its relative major, C major scale. And so this week, we're going to be putting a fun percussive strum pattern that we can use over that chord progression that I just mentioned. And I really like how this sounds. So if you haven't seen that chord progression already, check it out in the description below. This strum pattern is going to introduce a technique that's called chunking. And you might have done chunking before, you might have heard of it. Some people call it chucking. I don't know if there's a right way or wrong way. I like calling it chunking because I feel like it makes a nice chunky sound as you're doing it. But if you haven't done this technique before, check out a few of the different links in the description below. I've done a video on Ukulele Underground talking about how to get a chunkier chunk, and I've even included a few of my favorite videos of other YouTubers teaching this same sort of technique. So if you don't know how to chunk or chuck, check out those links first. But let's go ahead and dive into this pattern using the chunking to create this very percussive feel. Now the pattern itself looks something like this when it's written out, which is actually not that complicated or crazy, right? We're going to have a down followed by an up, followed by this square look is the chunk, and then another up, and then it actually repeats. It does another down, another up, another chunk, and another up. Let's actually try playing this, and let's use the first chord from what we worked on in part A of this Ukulele Jam Kit, the A minor 7. To play that, you'll take your middle finger, place it here on the 4th fret of the C string, ring finger place on the 5th fret of the E string, and index finger here on the 3rd fret of the A string. Now, we're going to start by doing a normal everyday down strum, a normal everyday up strum, and then we're going to chunk, and make sure that when you do that chunk, all the strings are muted, right? To really make sure that you're getting a good mute sound there, you want to make sure that your palm or whatever is making the chunk is colliding with the strings prior to your fingers going over it. And then we're going to do an up strum, and we want to do that up strum with our index finger, the same finger we did for the down and the up originally. So we have down, up, chunk, up, and then we repeat this. Down, up, chunk, up. Not so bad, right? So let's try this nice and slow in time over this chord, and let's do it 2 full rotations. So that should sound something like this. 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now let's go ahead and do it with the full chord progression, which again, if you haven't seen the first episode, go check that out where we talk about this A minor 7, G, F add 9, and E7 that are going to be used in today's lesson. If you'd also like to download a PDF that has this strum pattern as well as all of the other materials of the Jam Kit, please check out my Patreon page linked down below. So let's start with the A minor 7, and we're going to do this pattern, then we're going to switch to the G and do the pattern. The F add 9, which is just that single finger, do the pattern, then an E7, do the pattern, and then we're going to come back to the A minor 7. We're going to do it all through twice. So let's go ahead and give this a go. 2 and 3 and 4 and. Pretty cool, right? That's the down, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up pattern. And honestly, it's one of my favorite patterns to use on the ukulele because it's pretty simple to do once you've got a feeling of that groove. And it creates a really nice, high energy, percussive pattern. We're doing it pretty slow there, but as we work on it with the Jam Kit next week, you'll notice that it sounds really good when it's sped up, right? And it just grooves. Now, if you'd like more examples of using chunking, Be sure to check out my strum course that I did with Ukulele Underground called the Ultimate Ukulele Strumming Course. Really original name, right? But it's actually available for sale, and there's a coupon code in the description below for everybody that's using this toolkit. So if you want to work on more example patterns like this one and get some extra help with chunking and other techniques, be sure to check that out. Now, I want you to work on this pattern over the next week so that we can use it with our jam track and put everything together to culminate this month's Ukulele Jam Kit. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, hit the subscribe button so that you can stay tuned for the next episode. I'll look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thanks so much.